I thought I'd share my experience with the Yakima SpareRide spare tire bike carrier. Mounts directly to your spare rear tire. I am going to mount this on my Jimny. Before we do all that, I've got to go back and get my camera. So this is the box. This is SpareRide Yakima at the top. So it mounts directly where your spare tire would be on your boot. This is what's in the box. You got a lock cable. You got these two extensions. Now, with the Suzuki Jimny, you'd actually need not the smallest, which is pre-installed onto the unit. You would actually need the one up, so the middle one in between. And this is where the whole ordeal of me trying to mount this bike rack, which was meant to be a 10 to 15 minute job, took well over 2 to 3 hours. You also have the zip strips to hold down your bike. Also a key and just a locking loop. So first, I currently use the Buzzrack spare tire mount. It is good, but it just does rock a lot when going off-road. I thought I could fix the issue by putting a ratchet strap around the tire rather than the flimsy straps that come with it, but unfortunately that didn't help it either. Here I'm just removing my jerry can and removing the spare tire. Now here is the mounting plate. You need to remove this bolt. The reason why you need to remove the bolt, that little extension arm is just too small. This is where the ordeal all happens. So I tried to loosen the bolt but just couldn't get it to budge. I thought I'd mount it onto the car, give myself a bit more leverage, and I was lifting the car and still nothing. So I got myself an extension. I put a socket at the end and put that at the end of the Allen key. Still nothing. Couldn't get it to budge. Put some WD-40. Thought maybe that would help. Again, with the extension and the socket, nothing. Couldn't get it to budge either. I did try a rattle gun as well. That didn't work. So I thought maybe I'm missing something. Is it like another bolt or something? But no, there's nothing. So I went and got the torch. Decided to heat it up. Make sure it got nice and hot. Expand the metal. Tried to loosen it, still nothing. If anything, it just stripped. Right here, my friends, is a man with the look of defeat on him. But I didn't give up. It's already stripped. Maybe if I cut it and hammer it out, that might work. So that's what I did. I cut myself a slot, got myself a through tang screwdriver, and just like hammered the hell out of it. I even tried to put the Allen key again. No, it was just completely stripped. Almost gave up then. Fucking finally. Now the bolt is still a bit hot, so that's why I'm holding it a bit weird. Yep, there it is. It's just seized in there. Doesn't look like there was any Loctite or anything. Since I don't have a replacement bolt, I just put through a M10 with some washers and Loctite. Now here you're putting it on, so what you'll do, so you would slide the bike carrier onto that extension arm, push it right through, and then the lock itself is what ties it down. Now that it's all on, shaking it, make sure it's all sturdy, lock the key, and here I am mounting the bike. So you just put the zip strips into the locking mechanism. Fairly easy, just push it straight down. My main concern was the bike was still hanging fairly loose. The reason why I went with this bike carrier, because it had a third arm where it mounts to the frame in order to stop it from swaying, but it still ended up swaying, and I was pretty concerned on whether it would last or not. But the bike carrier itself is fairly sturdy. I did notice some damage as well, so not only did I have a 2-hour ordeal with a seized bolt, but there's also damage onto the bike carrier. Now I don't know whether that's straight from the manufacturer, because it doesn't look scraped, it looks like it's cut. I'm not sure how the hell that happened. And see, when I closed the door, it did sway a bit. It's still swaying quite a bit, so I'm worried how to take this off-road. While I'm worrying, let's just go take it out. So out here driving, I just took it to a local fire trail to see how it would handle. Surprisingly pretty well. Didn't hear it bang or knock in the car, but I did notice that the front tire was swaying back and forth quite a bit. So as you can see from this clips, the bike itself didn't rock as much as I thought it would. The bike carrier actually did pretty well. I didn't see the bike rocking or hear it knocking within the cab. My recommendation would be to turn the handlebar and tie down the handlebar to the bike frame. If you have two bikes, that might be a bit difficult. But if you've got the one, I'm sure they'll stop it from swaying back and forth and possibly damaging your paint. As for the carrier itself, would I recommend it? I would recommend it if it's on sale, but the quality is definitely there. I think I'm just the unlucky one who got that seized bolt. I'm not sure if this has happened to anyone else. If it does happen to you, you can watch this video to figure out how to undo it. That's all from me. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot it in the comments. Otherwise, go out there and enjoy the ride. Cheers.